Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Sim500 Race City Sports Memorabilia Superspeedway series. Tonight we are at Talladega Superspeedway for race number 6 of the season. We've got about 30 or so drivers here tonight, 5 minutes left in practice. Your top 5 on time here so far. It's going to be Michael Muncie, Glenn Campbell, Jose Gonzalez, Brett Murphy, and then Bruce Lee Weaver, rounding out that top 5 field here. Now it's another super speedway race. Talladega is going to be a fun track, but now for, I want to say, the first time this season, I don't think we've been in the, I want to say these Xfinity cars yet this season, Will?
I don't think we. No, I don't think we've been in Xfinity yet, have we?
Oh, never mind. At the beginning of the season, we've raced them. So we've raced them once
Ah.
so far, but that's about it. And then next week is going to be iRacing Super Speedway back with the trucks. That'll be the second truck race of the season. And it looks like we have another 87s race on the schedule now. And that'll be
Oh, okay.
August 9th at Daytona. That's another one to look forward to. Those 87s really did put on a show a few weeks ago.
They did.
They were very fun to watch. Let's see if we can get some insight for tonight here. Who's in the voice chats? Let's Forrest Scott's already in the waiting room, so let's get him up in here. Hey Forrest, Sean and Will up in the booth with VRN, you got us? Hey Forrest, we're up in the booth here with Sean and Will with VRN, you got us? Alright, well that's a typical Tuesday evening, Will.
Yep.
Here, let's get your points leader, Matt Dominic here. Hey Matt, Sean and Will up in the booth with VRN, you got us?
Yeah, I got you. What's up, guys?
Alright, well, coming into this race here, Matt, you have a 4-point advantage over Tim Wertman Jr. What's your strategy and game plan for tonight at Talladega?
First half of the race, I'm probably just going to try to survive and then just go all out at the end. I know I have a pretty healthy lead on the chase cutoff. I believe it's about 100 points. So I think I can afford to be a little aggressive towards the end of the race.
Do you think, Matt, that obviously, what do you think of Xfinity cars on these super speedways? I know they like to pop loose a little bit sometimes if you're swapping between lines or something, but what do you expect to see out of these cars tonight?
I think compared to the cars that we've been driving the last few weeks, these are actually pretty fun and easy to drive. We've come from the super late models last week and the 87s a couple of weeks before. So I mean, compared to that, these are a walk in the park, really. Should just be able to go all out. Hopefully, keep it clean. Be there at the end.
All right, well, Sean, you got anything else?
Well, what's the fuel looking like here tonight, Matt?
Oh, it should be close. I'm hoping that we can make it in about probably 3 stops. It really depends where the cautions fall, but we'll see how it plays out. I got my teammates Brandon Bikey, Jeremy Reed, and Michael Muncie, so we're going to be working hard to strategize.
Alright, well, good luck tonight, Matthew, and hopefully you can extend your points lead here coming into the chase.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Matt has had 3 top 10 finishes so far this season. He had 1 DNF at Talladega, and then last week at Michigan, he finished 15th. So, I mean, I think when we get into the Super Layoffs, if we did again, I feel like he would really struggle them. I mean, he didn't do all that great at Michigan. I mean, top 15, that's still pretty solid for the amount of cars we had.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the rest of the points here, Tim Wortman Jr. in second still. And that's Richard Beasley tied with Joey Gattina for third. And then in fifth is Ron Hollifield. 12 points back from Joey. And the cut line right now, if I remember correctly, it's the top 12 get moved in. Tyler Dalton, Kevin DeBrown, EJ O'Rourke are all at or around that cut line. And those are some pretty big names.
Those are.
Usually they are more secured in the playoffs, if you will. Chad Coleman just up in 10th right now, so for these drivers who may be out of it right now, they've really got to put the work on to get to the top 12 here. Within the next, really, they have to start now. There's only 3 races left until the playoffs start. And that'll wrap up qualifying here. And it looks like this is going to be weird. And it's, I don't think they intended to have multi-car qualifying here, but it looks like that is what is going on now. These drivers will have 5 minutes to set a lap time here. Apologies for the stream looking a little weird there. For some reason it's being like that. I don't know what's up. But hopefully it'll be good now. See if we can maybe get an onboard here. We'll go ahead and turn on the driver here. We're on board Dusty Burkhart here in just a moment, if it'll let me. Now, with the advantage of draft, I don't know what kind of times we're going to see, or who we're really going to see on the pole here, Will.
I'd probably expect somewhere within the 50s, maybe even 49 somewhere.
Well, currently, Bobby Wetzel in the 26. Usually he's in the 9, but this week it's a bit different for him. I don't know if Bobby's ran a whole bunch of races this season. I don't think we've seen him before yet. But I could be mistaken. There's 3 wide there. That's not how you set a good lap. Hoppet, Dominic Bikey, and Forrest Scott rounding out your top 5 right now. With pretty much the rest of the field out on track. There's Kevin England behind the 86 of West. Jerry West. Almost said John West there. I don't think this driver should be this aggressive right now. It's qualifying. They're 3 wide.
A lot of people seem to just be kind of, well, you know.
Yeah, just sending it right now. So there's Brandon Bikey, Matt Dominic. We talked to them in the pre-race. They're currently 1-2 in time, and currently all bumper to bumper here, trying to set the fastest lap here. Teammates working together. Maybe that's the strategy for this qualifying session.
I think that would be, personally, if you were put in a situation like this.
Now let's see if anyone can top them this time around here. I don't think anybody will. In fact, they just go faster themselves. Wow. Currently on the end of the top 10 is Forrest Scott with a 51.564. With a minute and a half left, so drivers are going to have about 1 more lap as long as they can get, oh my, why, he is a bullet. Oh my, words cannot describe that. I don't get why you wouldn't reset your car, especially in qualifying.
I'm not sure.
He sat there, then tried to get going again. Threw caution to the wind there. Well, that is going to basically solidify Brandon Bikey's pole here tonight. Taking a look at the weather statement here. Track temp looking at 105 degrees, although that won't really affect anyone or anything here tonight, other than the temperature of your steak once it's done cooking. With 15 seconds left here, can this field here get back to the line? I'm gonna guess probably not. And I'm looking for a Tyler Dalton here. I do not see the 19 in here. They'll be able to get back to the line there. They won't be able to make it back around though. Kevin DeBrown upside down. I feel like everyone's wrecking now. Alright, that'll conclude qualifying for tonight's event. And soon here we'll head into tonight's starting lineup. Alright, let's look at it here. On the front row here tonight is going to be Brandon Bikey and Matt Dominic. Teammates starting on the front row.
Then you got John Mustaine Jr. and Glenn Campbell.
Row number 3, Bruce Lee Weaver is going to be rounding out your front 5 with Jeremy Reed on the outside.
Then you got Tim Wortman Jr. and Quentin Carpenter.
Rounding out your top 10 here with John Fowler in the 48 and Ed Burrell in the 21, starting 10th.
Then you got Forrest Scott and Jerry West.
And then Brett Murphy, Chris Sawyer.
Charles Myers and Kevin England.
And we got Joey Gattina and Dusty Burkhart in the 18th position.
Kevin D. Brown, and Jose Gonzalez.
And we have Craig Martin in the 05 and Bobby Wetzel in the 26 Chevy.
Then you got Sean Macklin and Steve Hoppett.
And then we got Mac McMillan and Ron Hollifield. Mac won the last time we were here at Talladega.
Then you got EJ O'Rourke and Justin Fuller.
We got Richard Beasley and Jason Casper rounding out the front 30. So let me,
Then you got...
sorry. Why did it click twice? It didn't click at all, and then it clicked twice.
Then you got Michael Muncy and Gerald Livingston.
And then it's Kevin Hayes in the 17 and Joshua Ingram in the 61.
And Matt Nicholson rounding out the field.
Got a pretty big field here tonight. I think this might be the biggest one of the season. That might not be true, but I think it's pretty close at 38 starters. Or 35. So 38 or 35. I think it was 35. I'm not sure. There's a lot of cars. There's a lot of numbers. But keep an eye on the 25 of Matt Dominic and Tim Wortman Jr. Those two are starting pretty close to each other. So this points battle is going to get a lot closer here. Someone just had to take out the pit lane cone there. What did that cone ever do to you, buddy? Come on, John. It's going to be a 64 lap race, right? Let me just double check that quick. Yeah, 64 laps. Drivers will have about, if we said 3 stops there, so about 20-ish laps of fuel here tonight, along with 1 tire change, no fast repairs as usual, and then 2 green-white checkered attempts here. The Alabama Superspeedway. Pace car is going to be pulling off this time here. Will, you just got your first win here at Talladega. How was the car during that race?
These Xfinity cars are actually really, really cool here at Talladega. They stick really well until you need to change lines. If you go up or down a line, it's going to get loose on you. So you got to be careful for that.
Alright, well, let's see what happens here on this opening lap. I'm going to give them like 5 laps here before they start wrecking. But green flag is out. We are racing at Talladega. And through the tri-oval to complete the first lap side by side with Brandon Bikey and the 86 to lead the first lap, and there they go. Fowler contact with the 48. Looks like he kept it straight.
And they're all wrecking. Caution's out.
I was wrong. He did not keep it straight. It's the big one already. There's the 8 of Mac McMillan. Let's take a look and see what happened. There goes the 48, and it looks like everyone checked up and just chaos struck towards the latter bottom half of the field. Already 1 caution on the night here, Will. How many do you think we're going to have once this race is said and done?
I think probably close to 8.
That's a pretty high number, but considering the, I want to say 11 we had last week, I think we're probably going to get close to that number, yeah. That sounds about right, honestly. We had 5 2 weeks ago at Talladega. At the second Daytona race, we had 7, and at the first Talladega race, we had 5. And at the first Daytona race, we also had 5. So it seems like we have an average of around 7 to 8 every race here. Counting them all together and dividing the numbers and all that stuff. Kevin DeBrown won the first race. And then Fuller won the second race after pushing his teammate up the track. And then Derek Myers got the win at Daytona, and Mac McMillan won the 87 race at Talladega. And then Joey Gatina, who bumped E.J. O'Rourke up the track going into turn 3 on the last lap. He made a last lap move there at Michigan in a super late model, got the win. Coming down pit road, looks like we have the 3600 Glenn Campbell as well. And a bunch of other drivers. Coming in to top off here. Get an exact number of drivers, but it's a lot. At least 15 coming down pit road here, so you can see how small the pack is. Looks like Joshua Ingram, Kevin Hayes, Gerald Livingston, Michael Muncy, Justin Fuller, Ron Hollifield, Mac McMillan, Sean Macklin, Jose Gonzalez, Dusty Burkhardt, Joey Gattina, Kevin England, Chris Sawyer, John Fowler, Jerry West, Bruce Weaver, John Mustaine Jr., and Richard Beasley pitted. So the top 17 all stayed out. So about half the field went down pit road there. Now let's see if these guys can get some laps under their belts now, and got a long race ahead of us, over 60 plus laps remaining here. So it's going to be hard to get these laps down quickly if we're wrecking. Gonna line them up 2 by 2 for this restart. And hopefully we can keep this one green for more than a lap here. Top 5 now: Brandon Bikey, Tim Wortman Jr., Forrest Scott, Matt Dominic, and Quinton Carpenter. With Reed, Murphy, Burrell, Craig Martin, and Charles Myers rounding out your top 10. Here we go. He will not, or he will be going green here, but not in the restart zones whenever Brandon wants to go. And there he goes. Green flag is out once again here at Talladega. Tim Wortman Jr. on the outside for Scott. Already ducking in the inside, and Brandon Bikey has already jumped up to the top lane. Matt Dominic is presumably why he went up there, but he's going to push. The man he's battling for the regular season championship here as they head out to turn number 2. 3 wide behind them, all the way in the back of the field. They go pretty far back here to see it. Okay, they've already fanned out. They're no longer 3 wide. Here they come at a turn number 4. Bikey has the advantage right now, being pushed by Forrest Scott, Quinton Carpenter in 3rd. Two wide, 2 rows behind your top 2 right now. Tim Wortman Jr. trying to gain a point advantage over Matt Dominic right now, but Dominic's all over the back bumper of him there. And now Forrest Scott's trying to take the race lead. He has it for now. He's going to clear Brandon heading into turn number 3. And the outside lane is working up. He's got Richard Beasley, EJ O'Rourke, the 26. And Kevin DeBrown all in that 3rd lane, all the way up against the wall. John Fowler also trying to get in there. Ed Burrell at the tail end of the middle lane. Bobby Wetzel on the outside. Kevin DeBrown, Richard Beasley now take the race lead into turn number 1.
Look at how they're 3 wide up there for almost 2 to 3 rows.
These drivers doing a great job holding it.
Close for 4.
Quinton says, I don't want any more of this. He's going to drop to the middle pack there. And you can't say I blame him. Beasley getting the push from Dominic right now. Dominic is going to, I thought he was going to leave him there. Go up with EJ. EJ has the push from Bobby as they head into the tri-oval here on lap number 8. The sheer run that the outside lane got. I mean, Kevin DeBrown, he came from absolutely nowhere and now is up front leading. So far tonight, we've had one yellow flag and a bold move to the inside by Beasley there. It seemed like it was a bit of a late decision, honestly. It seems like he was really hesitant to go down there at first.
Yeah.
And there's Craig Martin in the 05, running second in the Jack Daniels Chevy. To head into turn number 1 again, not quite 3 miles. Like there's only 2 cars, 1 car in the wall. On corner entry there, I think that was the 25 of Matt Dominic.
Yeah. EJ was slow behind him too.
That really checked up the entire mid-pack there. Just going to spread everybody out. And honestly, I think it's for the better here. They're getting pretty racy. It doesn't seem like it really cut off the whole 3 wide, though, as Muncie's trying to keep it living, but he'll slide in behind Tyler Dalton there. Kevin DeBrown leads the field. Or not Kevin DeBrown, Richard Beasley leads the field. But the 05 applying pressure from the outside. Craig Martin. And where did Justin Fuller come from?
I'm not quite sure.
And Mac McMillan, he had no front bumper just a few laps ago. What the heck? Okay, well that's insanity right there. Tim Wortman Jr. still ahead of your current points leader. I think he has the lead right now, if the race were to end right now. But Beasley still at the helm here on lap number 11. Looks like Craig Martin falling back now, but he has one of the best pushers in the series of Justin Fuller right behind him. Looks like that's the 30 of Jose Gonzalez as well. And then Bobby Wetzel, I think that's Michael Muncy at the tail end of the outside lane. Looks like DeBrown might try to make a move here. It looks like he was there for a split second, but it looks like he decided against it. Side by side, still for the race leader. We're probably going to see this all night long here, no doubt about that. As you can see there, we have some lap traffic coming up. Can't quite tell who it is from back here, but it looks...
You never won lap traffic, though.
It looks like it's the 69 of Dusty Burkhart, and they're going to fly by him. Glenn Campbell's, he's 3 wide right now. They're going to go 4 wide here, folks. Oh, never mind, he's going to be able to back down there. Got a little scared there, not going to lie. Lap cars can be good and they can be bad at the same time. They can check up when you're trying to catch up to the field, or they can just completely mess up everybody's race, or they can just get out of the way as they usually do here. Lapped cars can sometimes be a pain.
Especially at these tracks when they're 2 wide, maybe even 3 wide.
Even at Daytona too. Daytona's not as wide as Talladega. I feel like it's more of a problem there, honestly.
It definitely is.
I mean, the try over here is 5 lanes wide. Oh, that got a little sketchy in the back there. The 14 of, I think that's Joey Gattina. Big wiggle there when he was on the outside of John Mustaine in the 00. You know, right now, John has a pretty big gap between him and the lead pack, so let's see what he's seeing here through his cockpit. I think it's just pure chaos from what he sees on his point of view. Now, Will, if you were out on track right now, where would you want to be? Personally, I'd probably want to be in the mid-pack, right around where Mustaine is right now, honestly.
My goal is to always be up in the front, but not because, you know, leading the pack. But odds are if there's a wreck, you're not going to be involved in it.
Speaking of up front now, Fuller and Craig Martin have taken control of this one's. I got Beasley and Gonzalez there in the second row, with DeBrown and Wetzel in the third one. We'll have side-by-side racing action here. And now 3 wide as Fuller jumps to the outside lane unexpectedly there. I wonder what he is trying to do right now. Is trouble in the back.
They're wrecking.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. It looks like 8 cars just snapped around, but I'm sure he may have had some help from behind there. So they're all checking up, and just someone didn't check up as quickly as he could have. Just looks like a late reaction there by the 48. Still don't know why Fuller went up like that either. Maybe he just didn't like the position he was in. And at the time of caution, Martin had the race lead, so he will keep it. But caution is going to come out here. For the first time tonight, Dusty Burkhart is going to be your lucky dog. He'll be back on the lead lap. Let's see if we can here. Maybe get a interview with someone. I don't see Craig in any of the chats here, so we'll get Beasley. Hey, Richard, Sean, and Will up in the booth with VRN. You got us?
Yes, sir.
All right. Currently, you're running second here. You've been making some pretty good moves, and you got up to the front here. What's your strategy here for the last 45-ish laps?
I think now that we've figured out how to get to the front, we did it pretty quick. I think we're just gonna go ride for a little bit now.
So what are you feeling with the cars currently? Do you think that the cars are running pretty well, or do you think there's an issue?
No, I think they're running good. I did have some issues when Craig got in front of me and I was trying to push him. I felt like he was kind of moving back and forth a little bit, but I don't know if that was me or him. Other than that, everything else was good. Kevin was pushing me good. We worked together well, and hopefully we'll be able to work together at the end.
All right, well, Sean, you got anything else?
You mentioned how easy it was to get to the front. You had your teammate Kevin DeBrown there, and you guys seem to really just come out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden, you two are outside in the third lane up top. How'd you guys link together there and were able to get up to the front?
Yeah, it wasn't planned. I was just going to kind of run in the back, but we kind of got up there, and he wanted to go, and EJ was behind me, and we just went, and it worked out. I was going to try to help EJ stay up with us, but once we were clear, we went down, and he never got cleared, so maybe I'll be able to help him out here in the future.
All right, well, it looks like you will still be restarting second here. You'll have the 30 on your inside, so good luck on this restart. Looks like you also have your teammate close to you as well.
Yes, sir. Sounds good, man. Thank you.
If I'm not mistaken, Beasley won a race earlier this season, right? I feel like he has, but at the same time, I don't
think he did.
No, he did not. I keep remembering him winning that Superspeedway race, but I can't remember what series it was. Alright, we'll be coming to 1 to green this time around. That's pit stop number 1, really, at lap 17. So we're probably going to see about 2, maybe 3 more. Not 100% sure, but we were told 3 estimated. But I have a feeling we might see 4, depending on, like, like Matthew had said, depending on when the cautions come out, as I struggle to get words. Alright, but until we get back here to 1 to green, we'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Coming into the green flag yet again here at the very most epically epic Talladega Super Speedway. Race number 6 already. I feel like this season is going by very quickly here. And hopefully these guys get a good restart here. Hopefully the field towards the back gets going as well. Everyone gets going. We have a big field of cars here. Pace car has pulled off Jose Gonzalez, Bobby Wetzel, Craig Martin, Bruce Lee Weaver. Lead the field to green. We are racing again at Talladega. The top 3 rows got going. Jeremy Reed did not. Oh, they're already 3, maybe even 4 wide in the back. This isn't going to end well, I have that feeling. Looks like they kept it going pretty slow there.
Yeah, I don't know how they made it through that turn like that, to be honest.
Bruce Lee Weaver pushing Bobby Wetzel to the race lead, and Wetzel will nearly clear him. Not quite able to get down, though. I don't think it was clear very long either, so. Oh, there they go. 4 wide. That, oh man. Oh, they're gonna die. They are so gonna wreck.
This is how you wreck.
Alright, they're no longer 4 wide. It's back down to 3. But EJ made a move on the outside to make it 4 wide. And he's starting to fall back now. We have just about 40 laps to go here at Talladega. Jose putting on a great momentum run on the inside right now. Glenn Campbell, EJ O'Rourke up on the outside working together, making that third lane kind of work. Middle lane losing drivers right now. They have 3. And they're 4 wide again. Oh no, 4 wide in the corner. Brandon Bikey. He's going to back out of that one, probably for the better. And now Forrest Scott's going to make the move. He's going to look for the race lead here at turn number 2. We are seeing some very aggressive racing, probably the most aggressive racing we've seen all season. What do you think, Will? What do you think about right now?
This is nuts.
Absolute insanity. As EJ O'Rourke takes the race lead in turn to 3. But at turn 4, Glenn Campbell looks like he's going to have the momentum in that number 44 Trans-Service Chevrolet. And EJ O'Rourke is going to lose another position to Wetzel. So right now, if Campbell wanted to, he's going to go to the bottom, and he does. Lap car on the... That is the 92 of Charles Myers. He is now 3 laps down. And we're going to go ahead and go on board Joey Gattina, and we'll go nose cam here on the 14. You can see everything that is going on here. John Fowler there in the Race City Sports Memorabilia 48. And then the 83 of Tim Wortman Jr. in the 8th position in that Ford Mustang. So it looks like Wortman has the points lead here tonight, as Matt Dominic is all the way back here in 24th position behind some beat up race cars. That's the 127 of Kevin England. As he's going to take his car through the field here, or at least try to. A lot of beat up race cars towards the back of the pack here. There's Michael Muncie with some rear end damage as well. Whoa, 61 major check up there on the bottom. Krispy Kreme number 91 there. There's Richard Beasley. We talked to him before. He said he was just going to ride. And so far, he's doing just that. Keeping an eye on everything that happens ahead of him. They're still 3 wide for the race lead right now. Bobby Wetzel getting pushed by Kevin DeBrown on the outside lane. But here comes the rest of the field. Side by side by side. 3 abreast out of turn number 4. And let's see who's going to lead this lap here at the line. Wetzel got it. And I think we're going to be seeing 3 wide until the end of this race. Bye. We're coming up on some lap traffic there. 3 wide. This is not going to end well. Never mind. He's going to drop down to the apron. Honestly, I think everyone is a lot less stressed now after seeing that. And now, with just half of the race left to go, just about, we're going to go ahead and take a break here on the VRN. We'll be back in just a few moments. Alright, welcome back to the VRN, home of the Sim500 Race City Sports Memorabilia Super Speedway series here. Tonight we are at Talladega Super Speedway once again, and right now Glenn Campbell has the top spot on the bottom. Forrest Scott losing the draft up on the outside lane into lap traffic within the windshields of these drivers now. We are just about halfway here, and last lap these drivers had pitted on was about lap 14 or so. So I would expect to see pit stops coming up in a handful of laps, honestly. I don't know exactly when to see them, as Ron Hollifield goes a second lap down here. We have seen some of the most aggressive racing of the season here tonight at Talladega. It's pretty fun to watch as Campbell trying to gain an advantage over the field here tonight. And 3 wide now for the race lead. Tim Wortman Jr. on the bottom, Campbell in the middle, and Forrest Scott way up top. And Scott's going to take it. Forrest Scott to the race lead on lap 33. Ironically. As they are still 3 wide though. Tim Wortman Jr. trying to take over the top spot. He has it for now. Can he clear him though? No. They're still going to be fighting tooth and nail in turn 3 and 4 here. Oh, pack really thinned out there on turn 4. As Campbell, Forrest, top 2. EJ still fighting hard on the outside with Bobby Wetzel pushing him. I think that third lane's about to fall off completely here with pit stops coming up.
I think it will for sure.
What are you estimating with how many laps do you think we'll have until pit stops?
I'd probably give it a few laps, 3, maybe 4.
I think we might even see some this time around. We'll have to see. Different drivers, different teams are going to play different strategies here tonight. And it looks like no takers this time around. But I wouldn't be so sure about next lap. I think we're probably more than likely going to have some soon. As Will had just mentioned here. We get on to lap number 35 here. The inside lane losing momentum. The middle lane seems to be really itching ahead. And as I say that, here comes some lap traffic of Dusty Burkhart. They're going to have to squeeze together. Like you're squeezing in for a family photo. I think we got some more lap traffic just up ahead as well. Yes, we do. They'll catch them here in a handful of laps as well. Well, let's see any takers this time around. Doesn't look like it. But we know they're more than likely coming up on that limit here soon. With 30 laps to go. 29 now. Still heavily 3 wide, 4 rows deep. We're never going to have a definite pick to win here. My best bet would probably be one of the top 3 currently, as they have been very fast and consistent so far. But also, I wouldn't count out Richard Beasley yet, honestly. He's probably one of the other favorites to win here tonight. He got up to the front very quickly there. And now he's Doesn't have his teammates though this time, and no pit takers again here. 3 laps after we got a number, so maybe we'll be getting them here soon. I don't know.
I think the max that they could probably run out here at this rate would be 6 laps. Otherwise, they would probably run empty.
6 additional laps, or
6 additional laps.
I'll have to see here, Will. Gonna have to play the waiting game a bit here. Looks like they're starting to thin out now. Starting to all go to the inside lane. Towards the back of the pack now. So I think we're likely going to see some takers this time around. No, still no takers. Everyone stays out yet again. They continue to prove me wrong. So next lap, I'm going to say this. We're not going to have any takers. I feel like this is getting very repetitive now. As Jose Gonzalez pulls away to a pretty solid lead now. And the third lane is all but gone. As they are now just 2 wide. About 7 rows deep. Roughly. So we're going to have no takers this time. Guarantee it. No one's going to make the hard left turn onto pit road, and no one did. They get around the lap car of Charles Myers yet again. He is now 6 laps down in his iRacing Chevy Camaro. And EJ O'Rourke gonna take the race lead here. And Jose is gonna slide in front now. This battle for the lead keeps swapping like every single lap here. And I was expecting that, honestly. And honestly, I want to say that the winner of the race is probably going to be someone who doesn't lead a lot of laps and is going to be pulling off a massive upset win. Here tonight we're going to see another first-time winner of the season. And it's going to be an epic 3-wide photo finish. But first we have to get through at least one more pit stop here. These drivers have gone over 22 laps on fuel. So I'm going to guess most of these drivers are going to try to maybe make it a one-stopper. Or a one green flag stop, I guess you could say. I don't think anyone's going to be able to make it, though. Got 23 laps down now. So if they can go at least 2-3 more laps here on fuel, they should have enough to make it just to the end here. But not enough to make it all the way if there was a green-white checkered or even multiple green-white checkered attempts here. So best case scenario, a caution comes out at or around lap 50 or so. Everyone comes in, tops off yet again. But Jose Gonzalez is going to lead the field into turn number 3. Notice how the field is now all but single file, except for those 4 cars who are still up on the top. Well, I thought a few were going to go down there for a second, but they were just teasing. And now these guys can make it on this tank of gas. With about 23 laps to go, they've ran 24 to 25 laps on this tank of fuel. And surely they only have at least 1 or 2 laps left in the tank. Pit road's about to be very busy and very chaotic. Probably going to see 10-15 cars pit at once.
I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of the pack pitted.
I don't know how many cars exactly here are in the pack, but it's a lot. Here comes at least a dozen of cars. EJ's gonna lock them up. Oh boy. Not a great pit road entry there. It looks like the top 12 have all stayed out. And Jerry West, Gerald Livingston, all not in the draft. So it looks like 13 total drivers came down pit road on lap 42. And it looks like the last 12 here are going to likely come down this time around. And Bobby Wetzel's going to lead the field here over Justin Fuller, Brett Murphy. And it looks like Wetzel's making an early dive down to the apron there. Losing a ton of track position. EJ wins the race out of pit road, followed by Tim Wortman Jr., Sean Macklin, John Fowler, Joey Katina, Glenn Campbell, and Forrest Scott. Jason Casper staying out another lap here in his number 67 Monster Energy Supra. Trying to fill another lap or so in the tank here. And Brett Murphy. Oh, and Justin Fuller, side by side, out of pit road, followed by Richard Beasley, Kevin Hayes, Kevin DeBrown, Bobby Wetzel, and Brandon Bikey. Meanwhile, here comes Tim Wortman Jr. thundering around the outside. But I don't know if he'll be able to get up to Fuller before he's up to speed. And I'm afraid he won't. Beasley, Murphy, and Fuller are all going to beat the previous race leaders out of pit road here, Will.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sure most spectators were not expecting that. But that just goes to show what great pit stops these drivers had. And now they'll come around to get around Jason Casper as he is actually exiting pit road now. You know, he's definitely going to lose every single position he had and the draft for sure. So it was not a good idea to stay out an extra lap there for sure. Joey Katina, your new race leader. Followed by Glenn Campbell, E.J. Rourke, Justin Fuller, Brett Murphy, Forrest Scott, Tim Wortman Jr., Richard Beasley, Sean Macklin, and John Fowler round out your top 10 here with just less than 20 laps remaining in the race. This is the last pit stop of the race. Everyone can make it on fuel, right, Will?
It appears so.
Alright, well that's what we want to hear. And unless we have multiple green-white checkered attempts, these guys should be okay. I want to say they'll be okay for at least one overtime attempt, but two might be pushing it. As for Scott's now going to take the race lead out of turn 2. These guys are going to be fighting tooth and nail now within the last 15 or so laps. As the field heads through 3 and 4 with just a handful of races to go, or a handful of laps to go. Well, and a handful of races left to go before the chase starts as well. They're going to be 3 wide again. That did not take long. Teammates already linking up on the outside. Richard Beasley and Kevin DeBrown in the cars of number 10 and 93. Here they come. We've seen those two link up before and do insanely well together. Because now they're going to get around the lap car of the 92 yet again. If they had some more help there, they might be able to get it going. But right now, outside lane falling off. Jose Gonzalez going a lap down there. And he was a competitor for the race win. And it looks like pit stops had other ideas for him. Side by side, now the outside lane with two more helpers. Kevin Hayes and the 37 of Sean Macklin now helping the cause of the outside lane get up there and maybe even make a third lane, but I don't think we have enough cars for that right now. Forrest Scott and Tim Wertman Jr. working together on the bottom with Kevin DeBrown and Richard Beasley working together up top. And now, oh, Forrest is blinking there. That ain't good. Glenn Campbell, Joey Gattina, and EJ O'Rourke, all the last three cars in the draft right now. In the next car behind, and it looks like it's Bobby Wenzel, who lost a ton of time on pit road. Well, way too much. He
Looks
pitted
like
too
it.
early. Well, not too early. He got down below the apron at like around, I want to say like middle of turn 3 there. That's when he started backing off. Now just 14 laps to go here. Side by side still, teammates fighting for the race lead. Will, and we've seen the teammates battle for the win here before. EJ O'Rourke, Justin Fuller just a few weeks ago. We might have the same thing happen tonight. Beasley with the advantage through 3 and 4. He's going to clear the outside lane for now. And now Kevin DeBrown, your leader. Oh, this is going to be a photo finish for sure, as it usually is here at these super speedway races. Looks like Hayes tried to maybe make a third lane there. Try to get someone to go with him. Maybe the lap car of Jose Gonzalez there in the 30. Orange and white. Fourth car in the outside lane. But now Tim Wertman Jr. and Beasley both clear. And Forrest Scott might be able to clear the 93 himself as well. "12 laps to go."
Caution's out.
Uh-oh. Looks like Kevin England, trouble for him.
Oh yeah, down the tri-oval.
Whoa, what was that? Hold on, I need to get one more look at this quick. Yeah, it looks like the 22 went up and then 127 went up as well and hit the 22 and got them both sideways and wrecking. Caution is going to come out with just about 10 laps left. That's going to put everybody back together here. And we are going to see what could be the most aggressive restart of all time. And likely now with the field all bunched back together, I think we're going to go into overtime now. But for now, we're going to go ahead and take a break here. But we'll be right back shortly once we're getting ready to go green. Alright, welcome back here. We're going to be going green with just 9 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway for race number 6 of the season. Only 2 more races left after tonight until the chase starts. And right now, Tim Wertman Jr. looking like he's in a pretty good position to take the points lead away from your current points leader of Matt Dominic, currently in 13th. But here we go, Will. This restart is going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
If you thought it was crazy before, well, be prepared to have your socks knocked off into okay, I'm just gonna be quiet. Here we go. It's going to be Richard Beasley, Tim Wertman Jr., Kevin DeBrown on the restart. Green flag is out. 8 laps to go at the line. I don't think we're going to be able to make it a full 8 more circuits here. I think we're going to go into probably double overtime at the most. Teammates linking up on the bottom. Tim Wertman Jr. looking for a run at a turn number 2. Oh, Kevin Hayes is going to make the move first. Or that's not Kevin Hayes, sorry. That's Sean Macklin. He's going to have Forrest Scott get up behind him here. Everyone's up on the wheel. Gloves are off. It is go time here at Talladega. 3 wide. Joey Gattina and Glenn Campbell with EJ O'Rourke with a decision to make. It looks like he's going to go to the middle for now, as it is the most time for him to gain positions here. At the line, 6 laps to go. Kevin DeBrown is going to lead the lap, barely over Sean Macklin and Kevin DeBrown. I was expecting 3 wide photo finish here. As long as we can keep it like this until the end, I think it's going to be pretty epic. Gonna have to wait and see when drivers make a move.
They're wrecking.
And caution is probably out now.
Caution's out.
We're going into overtime as I had thought. It's the big one here. These guys can make it through 1 overtime attempt, but I don't think they can make it through 2 without pitting. It's going to be close for sure. What happened? It looks like it was started up front with Glenn Campbell. Trying to find his number. There he is. It looks like the 21 and the 67 made contact there. They doored each other and collected the 41, or the 44, and pretty much the rest of the field. They just kept wrecking continuously. So now we're going into overtime for the first attempt here. I don't really know who the favorite to win here tonight would be, but honestly, all signs are still pointing to Richard Beasley here tonight. He's been up front most, if not the entire race so far. Well, not the most, but he's been up front for the last half or so, ever since that green flag pit stop. Worked his way back up front, slowly and methodically. And now he is leading the way here at Talladega with just a handful of laps to go. Tomorrow night we will have the OG Racing League Tour Modified Series back on VRN here. They'll be racing at Concord. That's going to be a fun miniature-sized Pocono there. And then following that will be the Gen 6 Cup cars at Dover. And then that'll be the last of the action here this week. And until we get ready to go green, we'll go ahead and take one last break here. Alright, welcome back to the Virtual Racing Network here. This is not going to be a green white checkered attempt as I had thought. So we still have 2 more attempts if they wreck again. And now let's see what these drivers have for us here tonight. Are we going to have another bonsai close finish or something crazy? Probably. It's super speedway racing. You can't really expect any more or any less. We're coming to 3 laps to go. They have to make it around at least 2 more laps before there'll be no more cautions. Which, like we mentioned, that sounds pretty impossible right now, but we'll see what these guys can do. And space car's off. Green flag is out. Oh, Beasley got a little far ahead there. He's going to have his teammate behind him. Okay, he got a lot further out than I thought he did. That is not good. He'll go up top. He'll go back to the bottom. Everyone is spread out right now. The field is going to be coming to just 2 laps to go here tonight. Tim Wertman Jr. looking for his first win of the season, but so is Richard Beasley. Both drivers are going to be working just as hard to try to get the win. And looking at career stats here, Richard Beasley looking for his 3rd career win. And Tim Workman Jr. looking for his 1st. And then Kevin DeBrown looking to break the all-time record. He's looking for win number 5 tonight. Can tonight be his night? We'll have to see. As the field heads into turn number 1. 2 laps to go. There are 3 wide in the back. Fuller, Wetzel there. Joey Gatina getting help from Jose Gonzalez, who is not a lap down anymore. He is back on the lead lap. As they are 3 wide now. Wetzel, 4 wide now. Wetzel looking for help. He hasn't found any yet. Coming to the white flag. Can they make it to the line? Oh, it's going to be close for sure. And it looks like they will be able to make it here. No cautions yet, no cautions. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go here at Talladega. No more cautions. And then they're wrecking. It's the big one. They're still racing to the line though. Beasley versus Kevin DeBrown. Brett Murphy, Tim Workman Jr., EJ Rourke. EJ and Workman trying to work up a run here. Where's Kevin DeBrown going to go? Is he going to make a move? Into turn number 3. Brett Murphy on the bottom in the 03. Here comes Tim Workman Jr. and EJ Rourke. They're going to have the momentum on the outside. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Side by side. Kevin DeBrown all over Richard Beasley's back. Here comes Tim Workman Jr. up the outside at the line. Beasley's going to get it. And Tim Workman Jr., your new points leader over Matt Dominic. But Richard Beasley gets it done at Talladega. A favorite to win, gets his 3rd career win, sorry. Here at Talladega, Will. What a finish.
Oh, man.
As we await the official standings here, which will pop out here soon, and give you an exact number of laps led and all that. As here comes Richard Beasley in the number 10 Tide Ford Mustang to burn it down here. Your winner here tonight, Richard Beasley. Alright, we'll go ahead and wait for your top 3 to get into the waiting room, and official results are in. He led 16 laps here tonight, and that is a race high. In your top 3 were Richard Beasley, Tim Workman Jr., and Kevin DeBrown. And we already have Kevin DeBrown in the booth. We'll go ahead and get him now. Hey, Kevin, Sean, and Will up in the booth with VRN. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, well, you come home a solid third place here tonight. How'd your night go?
Pretty good, I would say. I think we stayed close to the front all night. Obviously it worked out with me and Beasley at the end as teammates. Um, really thought I was gonna blow up there at the end pushing them, but thankfully the motor hanged on. So, but yeah, it looks like it was a close finish.
It was a close finish indeed, Kevin. Now, quickly, did you plan on maybe making a move there, coming out forward to maybe steal the win, get your fifth all time, or was Wortman already there and kind of spoiled the party for you?
Yeah, I was definitely thinking about pulling out. But then I saw Wortman and EJ coming a big run, so I figured if I pull out, we're probably both gonna lose. So might as well just get one of the teams to win. So I'm glad Beasley got it.
Now, I'm very curious. For a super speedway, it looked somewhat organized when it came to how everybody was. What were you experiencing when it came to the race itself? Did it just, to you and the cars, seem chaotic, or did it seem a little bit better than it has been?
At the beginning there, it was kind of chaotic. I think it took everybody a minute to settle down, figure out what they wanted to do, and hopefully people will somewhat learn how to hold a line better. But other than that, I mean, it really settled itself out after a bit. But after the first couple of cautions, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a good run.
All right, well, Sean, you got anything else?
Oh, not really, but Kevin, you were on the outside looking in for the cut line here tonight. It looks like after your third place run, you should be pretty solidly in now. I don't know when the points will be updated, but when they are, you should have a pretty solid spot within the chase. So, do you think you'll be able to make a run for the championship at the end of the season?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I owe Beasley one. Beasley beat me in the first time we did this in the Super Speedway series here at Sim500, so I think I need to beat him for one good time. So yeah, we should make it as long as we don't wreck.
All right. Well, are there any shout outs or thanks you'd like to give out to anyone here tonight?
Oh yeah, Racing Pride for painting the beautiful paint scheme. Chris Kaboo, everybody at my team. Of course, Beasley for getting the win. 700. You guys are putting on a beautiful show. Can't wait to go watch it. And yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Well, have a good rest of your week, Kevin. We'll see you next week at iRacing Super Speedway.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's get second place finisher Tim Wortman Jr. up in the booth. Hey, Tim, Sean, and Will up in the booth with the VRN. You got a copy?
Hey guys, how we doing tonight?
Doing good, man. You came home second here tonight. Good points day for you. And once the points are updated, you should have the points lead now. And you're pretty far up into the chase, so I really don't think that's a problem here. So, what are your goals before the chase starts?
Man, I really wanted to win this race tonight. I got a vacation coming up in a couple weeks. I'm gonna miss 2 races. It was all about just winning tonight.
Now, I'm very curious. That last wreck, did you even notice it happen, or was it one of those things where you just either weren't watching your mirror for the end, or your main focus
No,
was just getting up there?
I was definitely watching because I had John. John and I were working together, and I really didn't want to see him, uh, you know, go away from my bumper.
All right. Well, Sean, you got anything else?
No, not really. Next week, we're heading to iRacing as Super Speedway, and that's an entirely different beast than what we've seen here the past few weeks. So, what are your thoughts on that track? Do you think you'll be able to get a similar performance here?
I ran that track in a long time. I have to look and see what even car we're running there, but that one could tend to lean itself to being a little bit of have a few more cautions, I think.
Alright, well, have a good rest of your week. Is there any shout outs or thanks you'd like to give out to anyone?
Definitely, I want to give a shout out to my guys, my team at Warrior Wraps. I want to thank them for put together some great looking paint schemes, and the guys over at Raise Energy for picking up the team as a sponsor, and my company O'Neil Products, which I don't happen to have an Xfinity car made for yet, but thanks to my Amazon O'Neil Products for making this online racing thing happen.
All right. Well, once again, have a good rest of your week, Tim, and we'll see you at iRacing Super Speedway.
Thanks.
All right, and finally, let's get your race winner, Richard Beasley, up here. Hey, Richard, Sean, and Will up in the booth with VRN. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, we talked to you earlier in the race, and you seemed to be the favorite to win, and you got the job done. Career win number 3. How does it feel to be a winner again here in Sim500?
Feels good, man. Feels good. That's I think one of my second wins in the last few weeks. So we're trying to keep the momentum going.
Now, I know you said that you wanted to, at the beginning of the race, just kind of hold back and not do much. Do you think your plan, I mean, obviously your plan worked out, but do you think there's anything you could have done better to try to ensure that win?
No, I don't think so. I think it worked out pretty good. In the beginning of the race, I got up there with Kevin. I led a lap or two. That's all I wanted to do, and then kind of go ride, and that's what I did. I rode with Fuller for the majority of that race. We got behind a little bit, pushing back up there, and we just kind of stuck at the tail end of that pack until pit stops. And then after pit stops, we were able to have a good stop, get on pit road good, and we were able to come out, up closer to the front, and it all worked out in the end.
All right. Well, Sean, you got anything else?
Next week, we're heading to, it's a Talladega, or not Talladega, iRacing Super Speedway. What are your thoughts on that track?
I like it, man. I like any super speedway these days. I'm getting older, a lot of these younger guys coming up, they can run these short tracks and these intermediate tracks, super speedways, man. I love them.
All right. Well, Richard, is there any shout-outs or thanks you'd like to give out to anyone here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Tim's Corner Motorsports, Tide, everybody over here at Sim500, you guys up in the booth, you do a great job. Definitely Kevin DeBrown for sticking with me there. He's stuck with me a few weeks ago when I was able to get a win, and it worked again this week, and I owe him 2 now, and Fuller too. We worked together a little bit, but definitely Kevin DeBrown, I owe him.
All right. Well, have a good rest of your week, have a good rest of your week, Richard, and we'll see you at iRacing Super Speedway.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning into tonight's broadcast. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe.